Hey guys, Frankie here. It is time for the weekly collective tarot reading. So we're just asking for a general sense of how to support ourselves for the week. Maybe even have a heads up on what to look out for. Okay. And we'll let the tarots guide us and support us for this coming week. Okay. Okay, Nine of Swords. So there's a sense of things, especially communication, moving kind of fast. Yeah, there's definite like a nice flow this week. Okay, wait, I'll get all the cards out. This looks like a great week. Oh, wonderful. So what I like to do is I just like to get a few out and then get some more information from a different pack with different imagery. So it looks like we're getting news this week. Or you're communicating with other people more than normal. But there's this sense of new input coming in. So for some people that's to do with writing, for other people it's to do with just talking a lot more. I know that's a funny thing to say, but there is something about, like, maybe you'll read something that really inspires you and you really get moving on something. So there's the sense that the communication starts something new. Yeah, and so sometimes when the Fool is the crossing card, it's like you get pushed a little bit out of your comfort zone before you're completely ready. So just just do your best to go with the flow, because it may not feel like someone else is going, okay, ready, set, go. And it's like that feeling. It's just like, so sometimes that's what you need. But yeah, so I think, a good thing to do when you're being pushed out of your comfort zone in a really good way is to just check on your emotions, just whatever you do to keep yourself nice and emotionally refreshed. I think last week we were talking about the importance of an artist day, just to refill, especially if you're a carer or give a lot to people, or the way you use your creativity, maybe as an artist, puts a lot of demands on you. Then you need to put back in so that you emotionally got a nice, clean, fresh source to draw from next time. Because there's two cards here that say news, and one of them is the good news card. And I think that's why I'm saying, like, if something pushes you out of your comfort zone and you're not exactly ready, just do your best to keep going with the flow, because if you go with the flow, like, this beautiful sense of being in the right time at the right place and being really fulfilled by the things that come in your life. Maybe people will suggest to work with you and, like, you're really excited about it rather than, it never works out, This is definitely around creativity and something you started a long time ago. So we've got the Magician card here, and when we get that, it's just like, you'll see an increase in synchronicity. You'll have that feeling of a real sense of being very capable, and just a really beautiful flow at work, especially if you're creative. And it's like it really changes things. Yeah. And I think once again, like it's saying, Queen of Cups, like really make sure your internal emotional world's really clear and clean, so you can draw on it really easily. I really feel like this new beginning is like, it brings change and healing. But I think that there's two cards here that talk about alchemy. So, yeah, so have a think about how you can harness this. Because we don't always get this card, so it's like it's the right time for using your creativity in your special way. And the Temperance card is all about having one foot on the ground and one foot in the sort of spiritual world, like a sense that if you're grounded enough, and when I say grounded, I mean you're emotionally really balanced, and you can sort of enter into the creative process really with ease rather than force and feeling overwhelmed. Yeah, it's like a beautifully healing sort of experience. And I'd love to know if that's your experience when you use your creativity this week. So the beautiful Ten of Cups, I mean, this is really like a beautiful fulfillment, a balance with and harmony with other people in your life. Yeah, a really blessed feeling. And the Three of Pentacles, this is more like working with other people. Yeah, that can be, especially with the creativity card so close to it, I really do feel like it's the sense that there's a beautiful sense of delight with collaborating. And it's really fulfilling, like other people in your life, like it really, it's the right time for that. And then the final card here is that there's a kind of harvest, but you're a bit exhausted. So we might need to ask another bit of information about the Ten of Wands. So it's the feeling like you get what you want, and in this case it's Jason and the Argonauts. He gets the Golden Fleece, but like his boat's wrecked, he's lost his crew, and it's just like, oh, was it worth it? You know, that kind of feeling. But I heard this really interesting thing lately that all the athletes that just competed at the Olympics, there's this really, so they're the top of their game, and whether or not they won a medal, there's this phenomenon where you finish the Olympics and come home and you're really flat, really defeated feeling, which is really interesting, especially if you've won something. And I think as artists, we just call it the Van Gogh blues for short, like after you reach the pinnacle of something, there's a come down after it. I've also heard it like musicians after they tour, like there's a flatness that comes at the end of that. And I think once again, the message is, okay, how can you give back to yourself? How can you, oh, look at that. And it's the Magician upside down. Yeah, it's like you've maxed out on using your creativity, and it's time to give back to yourself and recharge so that you can acknowledge the end of one cycle, and then there's the beginning of another. And just there's a sense of like, okay, rest. Put all the put everything down and rest. Like it's something I have the tendency to do. Actually, it's like I need a deadline, finish, and then I go, okay, great, I can start the next thing. And it's just like, actually, I don't have enough energy for that, and I don't realize until it's like, so just don't do what I do what I say, which is really honor the ending of one thing, and especially using your creativity, however you do that, and honor that. Put all your tools down, have a bit of a rest, maybe go to nature to recharge, and just accept that there's nothing else to do right now, which can be extremely uncomfortable. So let's just ask for one more card there with the Ten of Wands. I think also, like, when there's a full moon, there's the sense of, like it's harvest time, but it's also like you can feel quite tired. And we've got a full moon, I think it's today or tomorrow. Yeah, oh, here's my beautiful Visconti deck. Okay, so this is the Knight of Pentacles, which is all about easy does it, and so there's none of the fire and urge of the Knight of Wands. Instead, it's the slow and steady Pentacles. which is being at the Earth's rhythm, which is slow and steady, and do something nice for yourself, and just maybe even give yourself a breather and luxuriate in what you have created in your life, the sense of fulfillment and the sense of home that you have. And you know, that's always an internal thing before you see it in the external. Oh, gee, all in all, this looks like a really wonderful week. And just to summarize, there's a couple of cards here that say we won't really be ready for the change that happens, and you'll be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but do your best to go with it. It sounds like it's going to be some sort of communication that creates this feeling of being out of your comfort zone, or someone else is firing the starting gun and you don't feel quite ready, but it's the right time, right thing. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So just, you know, sometimes when good things happen, it can be really hard to accept them. Yeah, okay, I think maybe one more card. Because maybe around that, about accepting good things into your life, instead of like that crazy way of thinking of like, oh, no, I've had enough. Like, why not have some more? You're not taking it from anyone else. And I think there can be a lot of weird thinking that can stop us from just gratefully accepting the good things in life. And I think one more card for that, because I don't want to leave us feeling so exhausted. I want us to have a plan. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. And I think you're going to have if you keep your emotional world really clean and healthy and fresh, I think you're going to have a great week. And I think when we have that emotional world as clean and we really have a clear sight, which can really give us a beautiful sense of direction going forward. Oh, there she is again, Queen of Cups. Yeah, so it's the right time for the right thing, and when you go to work or use your creativity, just bring that beautiful sense of emotional evenness and access that intuitive intuition, or that intuitive sort of sense, like really use it at work, because it's not always as easy as it's going to be this week. Ease, and then when you finish this work, have a really good rest. Yeah, I think that's what it's saying. But if you do get good news this week, I'd love to hear it. Okay, ciao.